I'm so exhausted. And not for the usual reason. It's not because I'm emotionally exhausted. I'm physically exhausted. Like after I record this, I have to go to sleep. I went out last night um, to a theme park with my friends, and I had a lot of fun, and I have a lot to report. But since I haven't done this in a few days, let me start from the last time we talked. Um, Thursday night, I saw a couple of friends. They came over. Um, Friends that I've been with friends with for a long time, and we have the time in, but philosophically we differ quite a bit. And still friends with them, but it's just kind of surface level. Um, so I was feeling during the week. I was feeling terrible. I was feeling really lost. I was feeling really like I was feeling really drained. Friday night, I dinner with family, my siblings and my dad and their significant others. So we're at a table of 8 with 7 people. So it's like Jawad Khali, a woman who's supposed to be in my life who hasn't made it yet. Um, but it was a lot of fun. I made a joke. My dad is starting to act like a child. Like he's spinning his wine glass, and his girlfriend keeps stopping him, and he's like, "Are you afraid I'm going to spill on you?" Saying this to everybody. It's like, "Stop playing with your food, you fuck." I was like, "Can you believe we used to be afraid of this man?" Um, it's funny, but anyways, Saturday I had a friend coming up. She's in town to do family stuff, so um, we planned earlier in the week to go to the gym, then go to the beach. So we went to the gym, and she thinks I'm the most popular person at this gym. Everybody is talking to me all of a sudden. Um, like soon as we get there, I see a guy. We're talking, and then he's like, "Oh, are you guys together?" I'm like, "We're just friends. Thanks for making it weird." He's like, "Oh, well, you look good together." It's like, "Ha ha ha ha! Thank you. Thanks for making it awkward." And then I'm telling you, like the whole time, people talking to me or saying what's up. People that definitely see me on a regular basis, and we don't talk. And there's a guy that decided, he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you from 10 years ago, and I see you here every day." And today was the day that he decided to be like, "Oh yeah, say hi to so and so." Anyways, we work out. She's really buff, or she looks really fit. So obviously everybody's just trying to get near her. I am sure it's not me. And then we go to the beach, Laguna Beach, have a nice day. We're both into that, like getting sun, grounding, stuff like this. She goes in the water at night. Like she's braver than I am. But we had really good conversations. It's like just really good wholesome person. Um, and she's gone through a lot this year. So we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to share about like our life experience and stuff like this, and it's nice. I don't know what to tell you. And at night we went. Another friend joined us. We went to dinner, and then went to Laguna Beach and just hung out. And the nice thing is nobody needed a drink. We just enjoy each other's company. We're not here to meet other people. We're here to converse with the people we love. And at the end of the night, we came back here, and she was falling asleep, but um, she went home or to her aunt's house or whatever, and then that was Saturday. And when she got home, she couldn't sleep, so we were texting late. But the next day, it was like, okay, are you still here? What are we doing? And then I went to the pool with another friend of mine, and then she came to the pool. Um, and we were talking, and she brought up that the rest of our friend group is going to a theme park. And I was like, oh, yeah, they told me. And I said no because it's a crowded place. I'm not really into like haunting shit. I mean, anymore. It's not fun to me. Um, and I thought, you know what? I'm doing it. So I told my friend we have to go. Like, we're going to do this. She couldn't join because she had family obligations. Um, but I'll probably see her later today, or she left her sunglasses here, so I'll see her uh, probably later today or tomorrow before she heads back. Um, Great person all around. Um, so, last night was without her, and with this group all together, we're 9 people. So, um, get to this theme park. The whole time, I'm like looking for signs. Like, should I not do this? Should I be? I'm feeling like it's a crowded place. Am I sharing energy with too many people? Is this something I have to detox from? Am I going to feel cagey? Am I, you know? And just everything seemed fine. So we go, join the big group, the two of us, me and my friend drive up, a guy friend, and then we had an amazing time. It was so fun. Um, I miss their energy. I miss these people, and what I didn't realize is I haven't felt love from peers in a long time. I basically unplugged myself to go on this other quest, side quests, and then I was neglecting myself. So Saturday night, 2 nights ago, I had a dream. In this dream, I was staying at like a hotel or an Airbnb or something like rented, so I didn't recognize the place. And it was in disarray. Like there was just a party recently, and it's just messed up. And I see a girl staring out the window, and from behind, I assumed it was one person. In my head, I had assigned this is that person, and then when they turned around, it was someone else. I was like, oh. And weirdly, is like the person that it ended up being is a friend of mine who I just haven't seen in a long time. Never had a dream about her. Who is like a pretty girl, like high demand person. And I was like, because she wasn't who I expected, I was like, oh, you ever take a sip of water and it's vodka? Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So it was just it. Anyways, I think I still assigned the quality of that person is someone else, even though it looked like it was a different person. Something to do with the mess in the room. Now, in this dream, I was trying to help clean up. Sound right? Like, it's a mess in here. Let's get to, like, this has been sitting here too long. Let's get rid of this. And it was like a pile of, it was like a stack of cups that had some kind of liquid in it that has now turned. And it was like fermenting and like exploding. So it's going to make a big mess. So I have tried to take this and like dispose of it. So I walked to this sink, and the sink had like a beautiful edible arrangement thing of nice looking fruit. And I was like, well, I can't throw this on top of that. Let's keep this for later. And I find another sink, like a kitchen sink specifically, and start dumping this liquid garbage into the sink. And then it starts overflowing. So I look for like the garbage disposal or whatever the fuck the button is, and hit the button, and it's not going down. Like I could hear it, like there's something clogged, something's fucked up. And then meanwhile, all the faucets in this massive sink are on. There's like 3 or 4, so it's just overflowing. I'm watching the water levels rise, and as it's happening, I'm thinking this is a metaphor. And I was like, first of all, I hope this means abundance rather than I'm overwhelmed. But I'm fucking overwhelmed. I have been emotionally overwhelmed. So this is a symbolism in my mind that my energy has been stuck. Like it's not flowing. So I'm blocked somewhere, which is how I felt. It's like why I've been journaling. It's like something's up, I'm not seeing something, something's wrong, I don't know what. And I was retreating into myself, isolating. Like I didn't want to see anyone this weekend. It turned out to be the right thing to do, but I was looking forward to having a weekend alone. But how much can you think and reflect? Like life needs to happen still. Alan Watts, by the way, said this quote, and it showed up on my YouTube: choose yourself, then choose those who choose you. Something to remember. So in this dream, I finally like unclog something as I'm trying to fix the faucet to turn it off, and I started getting the energy flowing in, or it's at least draining. And for some reason, I want the water to keep flowing to clean out. I mean, these faucets need to be on, but the blockage needs to be unblocked. So I felt like especially like I've been talking about how work has been slow. So I feel like I've been energetically blocked. What am I doing wrong? God, tell me. Just tell me in fucking English. So I know the energy's blocked. Thanks. I already feel that. Like I felt it. Even though other things seem to be going well, I know that I was blocked. So that was a dream Saturday night. Hung out with my friend Z eventually. And then Sunday we do this theme park. And it's people I haven't seen in a while. And it's people who love me. Like I forgot that I'm loved. I haven't been giving it energy. I haven't been Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's like I was spending my time in the top of this fucking pyramid, and the base of mine fell out. The energy, I wasn't flowing. So like I gave so much of myself to something, and then I neglected myself. So and then I had amazing conversations last night. Like obviously reconnect with friends and feel loved. Like at one point, my friend, he was like rubbing my back, which I don't let people touch me. He's like one of the only people I accept that from. And then I like squeezed his leg. It's like super gay, and I don't care because like we're yin and yang. Me and this guy, like we even our jobs are complementary. We think the same. We have a similar upbringing, and he has great energy and I separated myself from him because I didn't want to party with people. But I have the same thought. Like, I did the mushroom trip with my dad, and just sitting alone with my dad, that's what I needed. My dad always has plans with his friends. It's like, I don't want to fucking hang out with 20 fucking old people and everybody asks me where my fucking girlfriend is. I just want to be with the people I love. And fucking, I don't like having shallow little. It's pedantic. It's taxing to me to have little shallow conversations. So like the conversation I had with my friends on Thursday, I was falling asleep. Last night I was up till 2 in the morning having the time of my life. Um, so more stuff happened. Um, like as my friend he just felt like rubbing my back and said, "I love you, brother." It's like fuck, love you too, man. Sorry, I've been me. Sorry, I'm who I am. Um, but the thing is about this group is I distanced myself when everyone was partying, and now everybody's done partying. Everyone's like ready to settle down. Everyone's being serious about their lives. Everyone's making big changes. So now we are more on the same wavelength. I like separated myself to focus on my own energy, and then now it seems like everybody's coming along. Everybody's changing. So we were sitting eating churros at one point, and one of the girls, I said something about her husband, and she's like, "Oh, that's done." And I was like, "Haha, good one." And then she's like, "No, seriously." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just put my foot in my mouth for no reason." But the thing is, it was normal for him not to come to things. So I didn't think that anything happened. I didn't hear anything. I'm not plugged into the group. I don't have social media. I'm not in the group chats, whatever. And as she's talking about it, like I've obviously been through similar shit. Like she's talking about how she had to do life alone. It's like he's in his own world, focused on his own pain, so she's doing everything in life alone. And then like they have their little life together, but it's not fulfilling. And she felt like he wasn't growing and she's growing and he's stifling her growth. And we had these profound conversations, and I'm bringing up Jung, and she talked about butterflies landing on her. I was like, this is I'm so excited to talk to you about this. It's like, sweet, we can talk about my favorite subject. And then it turns out that the book I recommended to a friend, he gave to her and she read it already. So we're talking about the world being a mirror and how relationships are we're meant to learn something from them. That attraction that we have to someone is meant to teach us something. So at a very basic level, when you have an attraction to somebody and like we joke about it, I can fix her. I'm attracted to red flags. Like there was a zombie lady walking to our table, and everyone's joking like I can't see the red flags. She's hot. Um, but that unconscious attraction means something. There's a lot of people in this world. There's a lot of attractive people also in Southern California. But when you have that thing, it doesn't mean I mean, follow it blindly. Because a lot of times it's a lesson, most of the time, frankly. But that lesson is something that you need. That's something you need. Your subconscious mind knows something that you do not. And it communicates with you through your feelings. And that's why we need to be in touch with these emotions. That's why, though we don't like it, pain makes us grow. I was talking about last time how in the book of joy it was talking about no beautiful thing comes without some suffering. And I didn't properly analyze that. The point in childbirth is it's tedious, 9 months of pregnancy and not eating certain things and being careful and being scared and being all this shit. And then the pain of childbirth, immeasurable physical pain. But what comes of it is immeasurable joy. off the charts, new level. It gives people purpose, makes people stick together, good or bad. Um, so no beautiful thing comes without some suffering. And obviously, in life, it's the same thing. All of my suffering has led to my joy. Um, the women I'm talking about in this have gone through their own versions of hell. And even in the midst of the journey, they see how they appreciate life more and how everything's happening for a reason and how this is necessary. And you get more out of life. It's like you can see a new color. And how do you explain that? How do you speak? You can't speak butterfly language to caterpillar people. If you haven't been there, if you don't know, you don't know. How do you know what you don't know? So our heart breaks till it opens. Bad things happen to us until it clicks, until things, until we get humbled, frankly. The universe will humble all of us at some point. And it's in that humbling process. We can limit the amount of pain we inflict on ourselves if we can start to see the patterns. We can start to, you can kind of see what's coming down the pipeline. So I actually met the girl that I'm talking about from last night. I met her at her wedding. Well, I think I met her at her wedding. She says she met me earlier. She said she remembers because she thought I was white and was surprised that I spoke Farsi. But I went to Cabo to hang out with my friend, and he was at that wedding. So I like joined some of the wedding party, met her husband obviously, and he seemed like a great guy who's like the life of the party sometimes, but whatever it wasn't the right fit. Maybe it was the right fit at the time when they were in high school and she felt obligated to take care of him or give a piece of herself up to make him whole. So he was content and he was happy, and she was not. And what she decided to do, is individuate. Dark night of the soul. So we make this really tough decision to take a harder path, not knowing how it's going to turn out, but knowing, we always know that where we're at isn't where we're supposed to be. We always have this fear that we don't get what we want, that it's not attainable, that we're not good enough to deserve that thing. We all have the ability to be better than we are. We're all settling in some way, shape, or form. And even a year ago, I think I was pretty on it, but I've grown a lot in the last year. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if I was given the perfect person, I would have fucked it up. So there's divine timing at work. There's like, we're on this spiritual journey. We're here to grow and learn and stuff like this. And this girl was like, we had our own conversation through this whole night, having like a deep, like there's people with chainsaws walking by, like splitting us. She's like, okay. So, anyways, yeah. What? Tell me more about that. So, well, so Coriona, fucking scarab beetle. Um, and the friend that I brought with me, I would say, is firmly unconscious. That's how I would describe him. He's wherever the wind blows, he goes. He's kind of settled into life and has kind of been complacent, coasting. So he feels kind of stuck. Everybody's going through some kind of transition, as I said. So he's realizing it and he's wanting to change. So we had a conversation at the pool before we head out about my philosophies and how the world works and stuff like this. And he has his own opinions. He's a different person. And in the car on the way up, I was like talking about synchronicity again, because this is when you start to think the world is different. Your first synchronicity is like, wait a minute, everything's questionable now. What is that? So in the car on the way up, I don't know why I said it. I was like, okay, let's ask the universe for a sign. So what about SpongeBob? And he's like, is SpongeBob part of this theme park? I said no. And it's like a Halloween, it's a haunted theme thing. It would be the strangest thing to see SpongeBob. I was like, if the universe can hear us, SpongeBob will show up in some way. He's like, okay. I mean, that would mean that he was like that would solidify it for me. We're going on the ride through the maze or whatever, and I think the last maze we went on, it's a fucking scary thing, Insidious, and they're playing a song from SpongeBob. And I turned around, I hear the song, I look at him, I was like, SpongeBob. And he's like, oh my god, you're right. And he couldn't believe it. But you understand from the outside that synchronicity wouldn't be significant to somebody else, me saying, but to him it was what he needed. Synchronicity is a meaningful coincidence to you, not to other people. Other people go fuck themselves. So it was what he needed to hear. And then on our drive back, that's how Persians say it, back. I've never seen myself do that. I'm gonna stop doing that. I didn't like it. So on the way back, we're talking about it. He's like, that proves it, absolutely. And he's like, can you pray for me, like to get more wealthy or whatever? I was like, no, there's nothing I can do. It's like, you're fucking up. How am I supposed to? I'm not God. I am, but not like that. It's like you need to get out of your own way. You need to start seeking whatever the answers are. It's like you have the ability to do all this stuff. I'm not stopping you, and I can't help you. So, like he's addicted to nicotine, or and maybe I don't know, has other habits, whatever. Um, I was like, have you ever lived a day in your life without sinning? He's like, well, if masturbation is a sin, then absolutely not. It's like, okay. It's ridiculous to me in my mindset now that I ever did it. That it was ever like I can't imagine doing it. But it was such a hard thing to stop. Even like I out of obligation sometimes. Like sorry if it's TMI, but it was like at some point in like a couple weeks or something, your balls would hurt. It was like a mechanical thing. You need to do it. Um, but once I fixed this, the desire went away. And then I'm also not fucking up other people's lives because I get attention. I could really just be causing chaos. I have before. Um, and that doesn't cloud my judgment now. So I've said this before. Like I'm playing a different game than everybody else. Um, I'm at least doing it my way. It's like, why am I doing that? Everybody does it. Well, so what? Like when I was 15, I thought the girl that I have my first kiss with is who I would marry and then have sex with. That's that's nobody told me that to do that. That's who I thought I was never gonna have a sip of alcohol. Never gonna. Absolutely not. I was fucking against everything, and everyone told me I'm retarded. I mean, my whole life people were telling me I was retarded, but um, you want to conform and you want to be accepted, and you lose yourself. It's like who did I used to be? Who was I? Why did I lose that? What did I gain from it? Acceptance of people who don't matter. Like I should dress a certain way, act a certain way. I should show people what I have. I should. Who fucking says? What the fuck are we doing here? Um, and I had like influences in my life that kind of skewed my path. So I had my first sip of alcohol at 27. And I think when I was turning 28 is when I studied abroad. I studied abroad in northern France in Lille and in Nice. And I still remember the train station that I was living next to in Lille. And there was a certain gong that it would make before an announcement, and they would say Galen Flandre. I didn't know Flanders was a French name, or that it's pronounced Flandre. Uh, I'm sure I'm butchering that. I didn't learn. No one spoke English there, but no one wanted to teach me French either. Um, I would walk to school, have a chocolate croissant in the morning, and I got sick. It was May and it was freezing. I brought summer clothes, so I just got pneumonia, and I was sick for 2 months, I think. But I met like I was in a small European city. It was such an amazing experience, uh, coming from where I come from to go there and do that. And I fit in because I'm not just American. I have some kind of culture, so like they accepted me as one of their own. The girl from Denmark, the girl from Holland, the Italian guy. I became friends with this. He's still my friend, Danilo. So became friends with these people. 2 weeks up there, and then when we had the second half of class in Nice, it was like a different set of people. And in the second class, new people came. Old people left, new people came. So there was this group of guys from Miami, and everyone's in their 20s. These guys were mid 30s. And as soon as they walked through the door, everybody hated them, present company, present company included. And there was a guy, the ringleader. He was always trying to get to be my friend. So they were, there was like a weird look on his face, but he would always be like, "Hey, we're gonna go get coffee. Do you want to come with us?" And I said no. "Hey, we're gonna go smoke weed. Do you want to come with us?" I said no. So I don't do that. I was really rigid and you um, and then one day it's his birthday or something. He invites the whole class to this beach. It's famous in Nice. I forgot the name. And when I got there, he left everybody to tell me like, "Oh, if you want food, it's here. The bathrooms are there. Drinks are there." And I was like, "Why am I being mean to this guy? Like, just relax." And then that night, I think we went to a bar. It's called Wayne's Bar. If you're ever in Nice, it's where the expats go. All of the employees are Irish, were at the time. So I think at that bar, I had my first beer. I had Guinness, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually enjoyable if you pour it right." Um, who knew that matters? It's so strange. Uh, so I started going out. So we go to school, and then at night go out together, and then we go to dinner, then go out, and then I started getting close to this guy. And I can't tell you, I have never seen this before. If a woman walked in the room, they'd lock eyes with him and immediately fall in love. I was like, what the fuck is? I don't get it. Like, what does this guy have? It was so weird because it wasn't his looks; it was something else. It was some kind of he had something else going on, some kind of energy, and it served him well because he was trying to have sex with as many people as possible, like six different people a day if he can. It was just like the reason for his life. The reason his heart beats is he needs to come, basically. And it didn't matter what they looked like, just that they were down. Just get the body count up. He's trying to beat Wilt Chamberlain or something. And I journaled about him before, but I started going out and started like for the first time in my life going to bars and then like talking to people and I was approachable. I made friends. I made friends I still have today from this experience. Um, it opened up the world to me. So I was like so thankful to this guy. I was like, he got me out of my shell. That's what I thought initially. And then these guys would, like, after the bar closed, they're going out. And I don't do cocaine, though I didn't. I still was going to school at least sometimes. But we had like European schools bullshit. They were like, there was a class on European brands. I didn't go to it once. I just took the final. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could figure it out. It was so strange to me that like these other students were taking it super seriously. Like, no, 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 front row and blah blah. I was like, this is you're wasting my time and money with this. Guarantee you, I make more than anybody that took that class. It was like, oh my god, yes, no, I need a good grade. It's like you need someone to pat you on the back and tell you good job because you fucking know who owns Louis Vuitton. Get fucked. Um, Regular school always bothered me. Anyways, this version of school is like, I don't need your approval, thank you. I'll do it on my own. Um, in that class, I wrote a business plan actually, and look at me. You know, I was like, this is a waste of time. Let me do something productive. Here I am. So I'd go out with this guy, and I was witnessing just some bizarre magnetism he had with women, and he had some charm about him. I don't know what to tell you. And the last night before our final, we go out to the bar, and I stay as late as I can. The bar's closing. I'm like, I did it, guys. See you tomorrow at class. See you at the final. And they're like, let's make plans to go to Ibiza together. Come to Ibiza with us, Matt. We're gonna do Molly and blah blah blah. I was like, okay, I'll think about it. So the next morning, go to class. Everyone's like, where's so and so? I'm like, I don't know. Like he was alive when I saw him last. I don't know why he wouldn't be here. Like I know he was out late. He went to the after hours club was called Pompeii, and I went in there a couple times. I didn't like it. Clubs still were. I was new to drinking. You have to be really drunk to be in a place like that. Um. Anyways, turns out one of the guys from Miami accused of touching a girl. I don't know if he did. He denied it. People do hate Americans there. Like I felt it, but also if he did something he shouldn't have done, also would believe it. So this guy's getting jacked up by the bouncers, and then my friend comes and breaks his hand on a bouncer's face, and then they get maced and they're getting chased around the city, and they have to like run into the water to wash up, and then my friend had to in the middle of the night get a train to Germany and then fly home to get surgery. So he's like, yeah, Ibiza's canceled. Fuck it. Come to Miami when you can. I was like, okay. Um, I'm sure there'll be time for that. And then I'll finish this story, but let me tell you, I'll tell you also what happened where I went instead of Ibiza as Rome. But so a year later, he says happy birthday to me on my birthday on Facebook, just Facebook Messenger. And he says something about life being short. And I'm like, yeah, well, like, we'll see you around, man. And he didn't tell me he had a pulmonary embolism and he was on his deathbed. He was in hospice. So if he had said something, I would have come out. And when I found out, I felt like I should go, but I was like, I met the guy one time. Like, even though my job is to make cars make noise like that, I fucking hate that. Do you hear how annoying that? You're going 2 miles an hour. Why are you in now? How little is your dick? Shut up. Didn't pop that time. Anyways, um, so he's on his deathbed. says something cryptic about life being short, and then at 36 or something died. And in my head, as I was looking back, I was like, that guy changed my life. And I was like, he did me such a huge favor. He like forced his friendship and opened me up to this new world where I was more open to experiences and all this stuff. And now as I look back, I'm like, that fucking guy sold his soul to the devil for whatever that power was. And look how fleeting it was. He was looking for happiness, not joy. He was looking for dopamine, not serotonin. And it's not the same thing. Dopamine depletes you. Like true happiness fills your cup and everybody around you. But he obviously had something up to need this validation from every single woman in the world. And how interesting that he died so early. He did a lot in those 36 years, I'm sure. And I wonder if he knew that he'd die early, if he would do it the same way or not. How much of his soul did he share with so many people that his body gave up? What at 36, your body should have been able to fight anything. I'm sure he did steroids. I'm sure a lot of recreational drugs, but shouldn't you be able to fight whatever? Makes me think. So I held this guy on a pedestal and I was like, he actually corrupted me. I don't regret it because it set me on the path that eventually I became who I'm supposed to be. But I took the long way around to discover that when I was young, I was more right about how I should live and how I should act and how I should think and how I should feel, how I should treat other people, how I should expect to be treated myself. So I'll just give you another personal story. It's like, so when the Ibiza thing fell apart, I was deciding I just wanted to travel Europe. It's like I don't have work to do. I don't have school now. Finally, I'm done with school forever. Still have nightmares about having shit to do though. And I was deciding where to go. And my friend Danilo, who I met in the program, was like, "Come to Rome." I was like, "I've been to Rome. Like, there's just so much to see. Why would I do that?" And he said, "Don't disappoint me. Come to Rome." And we weren't that close. Like it took some time for us to even hang out in Lille, and we didn't really hang out on weekends. It was just kind of whatever. Um, and then I went to London, met some new people there, and had friends that had moved there. So we all go out, we all get drunk, and then everybody ends up coming to Rome. It's like a day of book flight kind of thing. I was like, this is the most exciting time of my life. Things are happening constantly. It's just fun, fun, fun. Um, Now, when we're in Rome, I had been there with family before, so it was, I didn't care to see it again. I do like the city. I feel like the patina of everything. I feel like I'm back in time. I'm a history buff. It's just this exciting to me. I love the feeling. Um, Cobblestone streets. So the thing is, these guys learn about, like Danilo, his brother, and his friend took us around, and they learn about all the monuments and stuff in Rome in school. So we're getting like a private tour at night with locals, no tourists around, everything's lit up beautifully, and we're just like walking casually from the Spanish Steps, Trevi Fountain, like just going place to place. In 1853, Mussolini said "fuck you" or whatever. I don't know. The real Caesar lives here. So at each place they took us to, monument, whatever, they took us to a bar nearby that was famous for something. This place, red, white, and blue shot. This place was absinthe, and then this place we went to like a medieval bar. I think it was by the Spanish Steps, and this place is famous for Ruma and bear juice. I was like, okay, Ruma is rum, but bear juice? What's bear juice? It's like, bear, bear. I was like, bear, like rar? Yes. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then they give me the cup. Rum looks like kerosene. And then I was like, this is cum. This is like thick white cum. What the fuck? And they're like, take this shot and then take this shot. It's like, okay. Ew. Oh, it was the best chaser. I recommend bear juice to everybody. It was pear juice, the fruit, obviously. I don't know why I couldn't figure that out. Um, it coats everything. You could drink gasoline and this would like negate it completely. It was amazing. Um, we should start doing that. Uh, so we had an amazing night, amazing time. Like one of the best nights of my life, frankly. And because I learned how to drink from Brandon, I shouldn't have said his name, but whatever the fuck, the guy that died. It opened me up to new experience. Of course, it took a toll on my body and other stuff, but I suppose we have the choice, right? Day to day, or am I going to be good or am I going to be bad? Is it worth it? In most cases, I don't think it's worth it these days. Maybe at the time it was right. Maybe I don't know. But I was very thankful. The guy's name is Brandon. I apologize for bringing his name up, but he's not going to get mad at me because he's not here. Um, if I didn't meet him, there's a lot of things I wouldn't have done. There's a lot of fuck ups I wouldn't have done it too. I suppose that I needed those as well, though. So, where do I put this? Very interesting to try to put in perspective. So, um, what else? Let's get back on topic. When I was at the beach with my friend yesterday, we were having deep conversations, and um, at what point I asked her, "What is love?" And I know the inclination is you want to say, "Baby, don't hurt me. Fight it. You're better than that." But is it like I was explaining? There's different types of love: eros, philos, agape. And is it the feeling? Do you think love is that feeling of love? Because sometimes that lies to you. Is love how you're treated? Because that's philos. That's just being treated well. Or is love the last one? Unconditional, perfect, no memory of wrongdoing, no record of wrongdoing. Unconditional. When you fuck up, still loved. When you say the wrong thing, when you come home late, when you like there's no we are only taught conditional love here. Unless you do this, if you step out of these boundaries, if you do the thing I don't like, then no more love. Then I'll fucking make you feel it. So that the like two women that I talked about that have been or are going through divorce, and they did everything in their power to keep their relationship together before they essentially had to save themselves. It's like how I think what they showed was love. What they received was not. And credit to both of these women. They didn't just start looking to soothe themselves. They wanted time alone to reflect and figure out who they are before they make the next step. That's extremely hard to do. Extremely hard to do. and both of gorgeous women, both of these gorgeous, adorable catches. There's nobody who's going to look at them and be like, nah, I don't think so, not my type. It's everybody's type. So the ability to be tempered and to believe that it happened for a reason and that something better is coming and that they have to develop themselves to be the person to receive that perfect love. That's what I believe. I believe that too. And I love that more people are on this path. I love that I'm not alone. I might be crazy. I might have unrealistic expectations. I might be in my own world, but fuck you. Look what I've been able to do. I got farther than anybody thought I could. You know, when I did my mushroom trip and I went and visited my dad, he was talking to my friend and he said, when people ask me about my kids, I say one of them's a lawyer, one of them is in real estate, and the other one makes more than me. And like to be able to experience that while he's alive, I mean, like I know he would be proud of me after, anyways, but when I was little, I did very bad in school. I wasn't a good student. I'm not a good slave. Don't tell me what to do. I fucking never liked it. I was living in my own dream world. So these rigid, nasty, cunty women that chose to teach children, if you don't follow the rules, like I for sure, if I was born a little bit later, would have been diagnosed with something and put on medication. I'm glad it didn't happen, but I couldn't pay attention. It's not fucking interesting. It's not the way I learn. And I would test well. I knew this stuff. I just can't do fucking homework. Like let's do everything here. And then when I'm home, let me fucking be a kid. I want to do other things. I want to be happy. Is that okay with you? You fucking assholes. I had a really nasty fourth grade teacher. She really, really took it out of me. But, and my kindergarten teacher was racist. I think I talked about that before. She like grounded me all the time for nothing because her son was fighting in Desert Storm. And she saw my dad's name was Saeed. So I grew up thinking I'm dumb. And not only am I more intelligent and more wealthy than these people, but I'm also a better person than anybody that's taught me. Humble brag. Is it okay to acknowledge? Um, but I was convinced I was dumb because I couldn't do what they're doing or how they wanted me to do it. Um, and if I see a better way, why am I not taking that path? So I see life differently than the people around me. And I think I always have. It's never made sense to me. So I feel like an alien here. So what are you doing? Why is it like this? There has to be something better. And when other people start going through their awakening, it's like so exciting to me. It's like, do you want to join my cult? It's so exciting that I have more people to talk to about the real stuff, the real life, not the one we were sold, the one that was stolen from us. We were brainwashed out into thinking that it's not possible. Happiness is an illusion. Settle for some reason, some semblance of misery, and call it happiness. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. Like going to dinner with my family and having that seat open it's like the initial thing is like, fuck, still. It's like, where she's really taking her time, this fucking bitch. Whoever's supposed to be sitting here, you owe me an apology. But I know that obviously I haven't earned it yet. This is a me thing. I need to get the energy moving again. Um, I think there are a lot of people that could fill that space in everybody's life, not just my life. Like there's a lot of people you put there and it would fit. It would you wouldn't fight, you wouldn't have a bad life, you'd support each other, you there would be something that you would call love. But I want the feeling as well. And the feeling of like this is what I said to the girl last night is like when I look at someone as a potential partner is did God make this person for me? Because there's a lot of great women that obviously express interest, and I start shying away. But the answer has to be yes to that. Has to be yes to that. There's a long list of things that in my head looks like. But I've been able to accomplish every dream I've had so far. Why wouldn't I be able to get that one? So, what is love? I think I have consistently in my life settled for things that look like love, but are not love. Because I've never received that unconditional love. I've only received conditional love. And I was just like this girl, like I always felt abandoned. I'm like doing things on my own that's like I want someone I've been alone long enough. I shouldn't have to do life alone for any reason. It's like, do you want to be my partner or someone in my life? I'm looking for a partner, you and me against the world. Like I give 100%. It's like whatever you're going through, we're going through. Let's fucking do this. And I think it's probably a hard sell in this day and age because people are so fickle and people are so they never give themselves up fully. They're always wearing a mask. They always want to appear to be something that they're not, or they're hiding things, and it's just fucking for what? Be yourself. Be yourself and find someone that fits that. Not who you think you should be, who you are. At a soul level, who are you? Other than that, it's happiness rather than joy. Dopamine rather than serotonin. What kind of life is that? What are we here for? What a fucking waste of time. What a fucking waste of time. So obviously I want the feeling of love, but without the like anxiety that I've usually attached to that feeling. Like the lessons. It's like that Eros feeling that you're like you from across the room. Here's that one. It's a rare thing to happen. We can think a lot of people are attractive, but when that's like you. I know it. I'm gonna journal about you, bitch. When there's a lesson in it, whatever the fuck the lesson, it's supposed to hurt. Nothing beautiful comes out without some suffering. But hopefully, I've learned enough. I honestly think I'm done. I'm done giving up some of myself to try to help make something work and whatever. It's like at this point, someone needs to come correct, have done the work on themselves, and is like ready to be a partner. I'm done fucking raising someone else's kid or teaching someone what's right or wrong or accepting shitty behavior or part of somebody. I don't want to be in love with part of you. Fucking give me the whole thing, bitch. all your imperfections and all. It's like, if it's not authentic, ugh, everything in this world is so artificial. Artificial sweetener, artificial intelligence, artificial fucking feelings. Exhausting. I don't have time for it. I don't have the energy to go do this fucking bullshit again. So, anyways, my energy being stuck. What is love? My friends that I hung out with last night, they loved me. And I wasn't giving or accepting their love. Just went and isolated myself for a little too long. And now, like, the anxiety and shit that I felt from last week is like, oh, I almost like try to think of something to make me feel that again, like to brace myself for some inevitable pain. I shouldn't feel this way right now. Something bad's about to happen, right? Shouldn't I feel bad? So hopefully that full moon energy from last week fucks way the fuck off, and I never feel that shit again. I never want to feel that. I thought I was pretty clear with that, universe. Um, but I guess until I learn my lesson, I guess I'm not done. How much more? Fuck. I have been like a spiritual guru or leader to a few people in my life. Share knowledge and information and stuff like this, and I know at a certain point I have to leave things alone, let people do it the hard way. It's the only way we learn, but we only learn by doing, really. Until you're at a certain level where I suppose you're in dharma instead of karma or whatever it is, it's hard to follow the path, see where it leads. You have to go down and be like, oh yeah, it looks like that. It is that. You have to do that enough times to be like, okay, then you hear new information, like that makes sense, I don't need to do it. Until such time, your subconscious leads you and you call it fate. Dumbass. You're so fucking stupid. Not like me. They should build statues of me everywhere when I'm gone. Hopefully they're buff. Why is it that the videos with my shirt off are the ones with the highest views? What are you doing, you pervert? I'm just talking to myself because I refresh it to see if I look buff. Refresh, refresh, refresh. That's not all the way true. Um, I doubled my followers. Who the fuck are you? Who's doing that? If you're my friend, can you please fucking tell me which one of you did this? Because I'm getting kind of nervous. Like, wait. I'm not ready for strangers to see me talk to myself. My friend called me last night and said she watched one of these videos and said I'm doing my best work. So whatever I'm going through, like, it's relatable, and I wanted to document what I'm going through because I know that it's profound, that it will relate to a lot of people, that it could teach people things, or it's what I wish I had going through it. Someone to tell me it's going to be okay, or what does it feel like? What does it feel like at that stage? This stage I'm in feels like I'm in a waiting room for my name to be called for the next cycle of whatever the fuck. And I suppose because things usually happen in succession and pretty quick, a time with nothing happening feels eerie. So what's about to happen? Is it good or bad? But luckily, like, thank God I plugged back into my, like, now I have plans all the time again. Now it's like my friend was saying, oh, here's another thing: is after the theme park, we all went to In and Out. So we go to In and Out. Still, like, end of the night, everybody's tired, but we're still having good conversations, and it's a good group of people. And as we're leaving, my friend's like, "Hey, are you down for Tulum?" I was like, "Yeah, obviously." And he's like, "See, I told you guys. I knew he would say that. That's why I love you." Like, he didn't tell me what day or whatever. I was like, "Yeah, obviously, I'll come. I'm doing it. I say yes to everything." And when we stepped outside initially from In and Out to get to back to our cars, I was talking to the girl that's going through her thing, and you know, she has such good energy for what she's going through. Especially, I had no idea. I could not tell. She's all smiles, bubbly personality. God bless her. And when we talked about synchronicity, I was teaching about her. And she says she sees angel numbers. When we stepped outside, the car in front of us, the first car, had 333 on the license plate. I was like, look, it's a good sign. Um, so we're all gonna get together, like, normally again. Like, oh, I have a life. I've neglected myself. It's like these people love me, and I have a place in the world that's not just in my head. It's out there, and I need this balance again. I I forgot. Oops. I wonder what the 333 meant. The others today I saw 555 when I left the house. I saw it a couple other times, and I saw 999. So it's a symbol of change, which is, again, I don't know what's about to happen. I feel like something's about to happen, and I'm telling ya, and ya means you. The last couple nights, I was talking to my Afghan friends, and we're exchanging Farsi words. And dad, which is door, they say darwa or some shit like this. I was like, what? What? And then to get your attention to say look, they say Seiko. And I was like, that's wrong, but you know, village people in Iran, they say Seko. So that must be the same thing. Village people, like my mom's saying. Villagers. Um, my mom's family, my family. Uh, those people, I'm different. I'm different. Of course, all Shirazi men are gay. Um, my dad's Shirazi. I had to say it. Anyways, I feel I feel like I unblocked something. I feel like I have a place in the world again. I feel like that dream. Wait, did I say the last dream? Okay. If I did say it, I'll cut this out. Did I tell you about the dreams this morning? I don't think I did. I'll cut this out if I have to, but that means I have to watch an hour and 10 minutes of my ass talking with my shirt on so you can't tell if I'm buff. Fuck. Okay, so last night, this morning, I told you I got home really late, and oh, also the last ride I went on last night was Jurassic Park, and they don't have the courtesy to turn off the waterworks at night. I thought they do, and one, like, too wet, too wet. And when you sit down, you're like, oh, this is dry. We'll be fine. But the people before me absorbed that with their bodies, so it's very wet. And then I'm walking around with a wet T-shirt because I gave this girl my sweater. I'm a gentleman. So I get home and I'm so exhausted. I just try to sleep. And I was like, I can't. I'm filthy. Whatever it is in that water, Slimer in the Ghostbusters thing, like jizzed onto my lip. Just on your way out, just like fucking do it. Do something else. Just ew. It's not water. It's something else. It was like ectoplasm. So, uh, okay, the dream. I had to take a shower, which extended my time that I was awake, and then I go to sleep. And this morning, I had two dreams. The last one was, I think, insignificant, but why not say it just in case? I had set up a computer outdoors on a busy street, like imagine San Francisco or New York or something. A lot of foot traffic, a lot of cars also. And I'm like on this corner with my stuff, like stuff that shouldn't be outside, I suppose. And like a biker gang, not Harleys, but like these people were, they like pulled out guns to take a picture with a car that was there. And then I see that and I was like, I'll just walk this way where there's less guns. And then I don't know where I went, but for some reason I was like, yeah, my stuff will be fine, knowing that it wouldn't be fine. And then when I walk back, I see people taking like my computer and my screen or whatever. And I suppose normally I'd have the thought like, that's my stuff. Oh my god, it would have anxiety or whatever. And I was like, I don't care. It's like okay, so those guys are subject to the karma now of stealing, and I don't have to. I'll just get new stuff. It's fine. I'll just log out of my Gmail, and then there's nothing. You take it. Go ahead. So it was interesting how the me of today handles that versus a me from the past. I don't know if there's any symbolism or anything else going on, but why not mention it? So the other thing, now this one, I don't know. You tell me. I'm in like a restaurant, and there's people to my left. I think three or four people, and I see them doing what looks like gang signs. They're like making hand gestures, and I look over. I'm like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Oh, we're like doing it to the TV or to the statue that's next to you or whatever." I was like, "Okay." And then I look over, and they're still doing it, and they're like smiling and looking at me, and I was like, I walk over there, I like lean on the table, like I don't consent, and they got they immediately like their faces turned sour. Like one of them like leaves out the back, and then the person that was on the far right looks at me and says, Matthew, you were meant to go through something and now you don't have to do it. And it was something to do with relationships. You were going to have to do something and now you don't have to. And then I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? First of all, what was the voodoo shit they were doing? And then secondly, like, what does that mean? I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. So I don't know what's supposed to happen from that. I don't, never had a dream like that. But I enjoyed the confrontation. And then, yeah, how they knew me and whatever, I was just like, this is fucking weird. So I don't know if my energy's fixed. I think it is because I did two jobs today and I have a job lined up for tomorrow. So it seems like things have gone back to normal. Maybe I fixed it. Maybe it was just you need. I need my own life as well as I need fulfillment all around. I've figured out that I can be alone and be fine, but I don't have to be alone. Why was I choosing to be? I love these people, and I feel loved by them, which is again in this world. I 39. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've felt loved. Um, Not enough, frankly. I'm always giving more than I receive, and I'm in a group of people who have the same thing. Everyone's been doing that. So imagine what we could teach each other. Uh, at the pool, my friend was like, "You have a lot of beautiful women as friends. How do you do that?" I know that. Yeah, I yes. I don't know what to tell you. Um, I'm more conscious than most men in the world. Not everyone's here for you to fuck and fucking fuck things up. So you should be careful. Uh, but I feel like I have like a tribe now. My tribe is growing. I already have the people that watch this stuff. Love you guys. Can I mention another thing a friend of mine said before I go? She was talking about an ex and how they moved on and how they look like they're enjoying their life because they travel a lot and stuff like this. The person who told me knows what I'm talking about. And she asked her ex, like, "Are you fulfilled?" And his answer was 60%. You want to be someone's 60? Oh, if I heard that. But I'm sure it's mutual. Both of them are like, yeah, 60. Better, just barely above halfway. But because they have similar hobbies or whatever, like I notice people attach themselves to someone that numbs themselves in a similar way. We watch the same show. Like, you go on a dating app and people are talking about their favorite food. Like, this is not a reason to marry somebody. We both like tequila, Taco Tuesdays. Like, fucking okay. And who are you, bitch? What are you gonna do to me? How are you gonna fuck this up? Um. Anyways, uh, so that's most people. I think the 60%. It's like, well, I get to have the life I want with this person. I get to have the life I envisioned. I thought it should look like this. Like, if we're not living to feel love, what are we? What is this place? That's hell. No. Mute. Gray. Not like this. This is cool. This is cool. Do you see? I am the middle child. It was always a bad thing until now. Now it's like I am the best for sure. Um, it allowed me to think for myself. While they were competing for attention, I was thinking, how can I fuck the world up for everybody? I'll let you know when I find out. But 60%, fuck me. I can't. I don't think I can do 90%. Now I'm meeting people that are 90%. Yeah, I don't know. Then the thought pops in my head, like, am I being retarded? Am I missing something? Am I doing something wrong? Am I not giving attention to something that I should be? Whatever, time will tell. Everything will be fine. Um, but it's so nice to be back amongst the living and to get out of that Stuck sink energy. I googled it as soon as I woke up. Symbolism of clogged kitchen sink, overflowing kitchen sink. You should look it up. It's interesting. Something going on here. In, out, as above, so below. Uh, if you have the power to analyze the symbolism in your dreams, you have a superpower. Finger gun. That's how you know I'm serious. This was so long. I apologize. For nothing. Fuck you. You're welcome. Anyways, I'm not tired anymore, but I will get on with my life now. Maybe go to the gym. And thank you so much for whoever's following and listening. And I hope I'm helping in some way. I hope I'm somewhat entertaining. And I hope we all continue to grow and make each other better and bring more love, joy into the world. Joy and pain, sunshine, and goodbye.